things, learning all the different algorithms that they use to determine what pages get seen the most and all of that, and try to do those things. That's why I've been doing a lot of live videos, because Facebook favors live videos, the algorithm. Like, that's the top. Like, pictures, not so much. Videos next, but you do live videos, it pushes your joint to the top. So that's why I go on the live a lot, and been doing that, because then it expands your reach, it expands your page views and all that. Because I had an online store for like 2-3 years. I wasn't even selling nothing. Once I started getting into the social media thing, and now my man hit me up, he like, yo, we just sold like 50, 60 shirts, and you know, because it's now I'm watching it. I'm looking at the insights, and I'm like, all right.
So taking that, like, we came from an era where we ran the cameraman. If you came with the camera, you're getting run.
You gotta have an online presence.
Yeah,
that's just what it is.
So I noticed that with you. I noticed that shift.
I started making that move, because if you don't do that, this is why all of those other dudes is winning, because
they don't play. They don't play on Instagram.
And it's easy for them. I was talking to my man Mr. Funky from Lords of the Underground.
Oh, for sure.
Because he live out in France. So, you know, I'm trying to put him on. He got some new stuff. So I'm like, all right, listen, I'm doing this thing. I'm going to help you out and tell you what it is, what you got to do. He like, man, you know I'm not. I said, I know it seemed fake to you.
Yeah, you feel like you got to be technical savvy.
Not even that. It's just, it feel fake.
Yeah.
It feel fake telling all your business and being online and
you're not saying no.
Interacting with people. Like, I don't want to interact with you like that. I don't know you. I don't. But I'm like, yo, you just gotta, you can hang your coat in the closet right there, Brethren.
Yeah, let me do that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things. Yo, I had to learn a lot. I had to reshift my whole on a lot of things in ways that I was thinking from youth and all that, because I realized that, you know, I grew up in a North American mind state. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the world is not what we think it is. Like. It's just, it's crazy. It's crazy how you look at things. For instance, my opinion of so-called white people, it has changed drastically.
Yeah, the man said on stage that he, at one point when he was 19, would never think about slamming a white chick.
Nah, it ain't nothing. That shit on the regular.
And you know what? I'm watching your videos from last night. I'm looking, I'm like, yeah, I see it. I see that. Yo, the military, like, yo, only certain.
Because this is the thing. We go through stages, and especially enlightenment. As you become more enlightened, you're going to start letting a lot of other shit go, because you're going to realize that shit don't really matter.
It's
like
baggage.
What we thinking about as far as our identity, that's all based upon the social system that we in. That has created that. We come from a system, look where we come from. America, founded on slavery. It's founded on putting a foot on my neck. You understand what I'm saying? Like, but you go up, you see motherfuckers like Polish motherfuckers. They did the same shit to them.
Yeah.
They that World War II and all that, they was fucking them up. They poor, they live in ghettos, Serbians, Macedonia, we dropped bombs on those motherfuckers.
A lot of poverty-stricken places.
You know what I'm saying? Where they ain't never even seen a black dude. Like, real talk, they never even seen a black dude. Well, the Macedonians, you gotta think, back in the days, that was with the Silk Roads and all of that stuff. Yeah. They used to go down there and trade salt. Yeah. And everybody was coming from Turkey on camels. And all over parts to go trade and all that. So at one time, you know, shit was multicultural in those regions of the world. Yeah. But it changed. We always think, when we think Europe, we think France, Germany, Italy, those Spain.
So much more.
Those places those are the colonists.
Yeah.
Those are motherfuckers who went around and that's why we know about it. But we don't think about it. I've been learning so much about so many different types of people and shit like that. Like son, regardless of whatever you think, one of your people wrote that book. Whatever you going to, the Torah, whatever, somebody wrote it with an agenda. He was talking about how God revealed himself to the 300,000 Jews on Mount Sinai in the form of sound waves and all this. Was you there? No. You know anybody who was there?
Man's can't even give first account of experience of their own birth.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
don't even tell me nothing.
That's what he's
For
trying
all
to
you
tell
know,
me
you
about
could
the
be
age.
born somewhere else.
Don't tell me about an age either, man. So you don't know. You just know where somebody.
Just tell
Everything
me.
we know.
Yeah.
You don't. So, and he like, all of this and how, it's been the same. I said, all right, so it's 6 billion people on the planet Earth. So 300,000 people, which is not even a point of a percent of the population of the Earth.
And those are the ones
who see the whole true God. And they all saw it.
Yeah,
And it's like the game telephone. If you have 5 dudes and any 5 people in the room and you whisper in somebody's ear, by the time it gets to the 5th person,
right? Broken telephone, yeah.
it's another story. And then, how about this? And then, wasn't they supposed to be isolated in the wilderness for 40 years? So all they know is the story that's been told to them for 40 years. That shit is a cult. It's like David Koresh or anybody else. And how you know they could have escaped and all that, but it could have been a puddle. After, you know what I'm saying? After 40 years, it go from a puddle to a sea.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It could have been a stick that was set on fire.
Yeah.
After 40 years, it's a bush.
Bush now.
You know what I'm saying?
The legend grows.
That's how it always.
Like, what did Guru say? The rep grows bigger.
Yeah.
That's just how shit is. And we realize that it's like, I'm gonna move this.
No, I'm gonna get up.
It's like, that's why I fuck with Socrates when he said, the only thing I know is I don't know nothing.
Yeah, straight.
That's the only thing I can really look. All the shit we fighting over, arguing over, history, none of us was there.
Nope.
None of us was there. The only shit we could really deal with is right now. We can't even deal with the past second. I can't go back 1 minute and change nothing. So that's what my shit is. My shit is trying to live in the present. Trying to make the present the best. Trying to deal with people how they deal with me.
Accordingly.
And how I would like them to deal with me. True. And that's why, moving out to Europe, that shit was deep for me. I did it by myself. Mm-hmm. Nobody. I had to learn the language on my own. All of that.
Say a word.
I'm out there learning German and Polish and all this type of other crazy shit. Because I'm like, look, my goal is to be the emperor of the universe.
Straight. So you gotta try with the people.
Yeah.
And you gotta be able to communicate with the people. Like, my biggest thing is to, like, I need to learn other languages. I can't be fronting. Like, how am I supposed to talk to the people when I can't, like...
They can't understand.
But, like, I know how to talk to people with limited communication. Like, within being incarcerated, you meet people from various walks of life where you got to communicate, and you live in a small confine. You got to communicate regardless.
Right.
So I could do that, but to really have a conversation, you can't do it.
Deep to build, to see where another person is at, and what their perspective on life is. I'm telling you, that shit. That's why I always thank Guru. He saved my life.
Say a word.
Because he took.
How'd y'all meet?
I went to high school with his homeboy, and not even his homeboy, because Gangstar Premier wasn't always in Gangstar. It was like 3 different carnations of Gangstar.
I believe so. I heard that story.
Premier came.
Like way before Positivity.
Yeah. So what happened is my man's cousin was in one of the Gangstars. His name is Smitty, who I went to high school with. He's like, yo, my man gonna come from Boston. My cousin. So my homie and then my man who was my DJ Tommy Hill, he started rocking with Google. Him, Little Dat, my man Gus, and that's how I met them. I didn't start hanging out with them until like the Manifest days, cause I was in the street. You know what I'm saying? I was in the street. I was trying to get money and thought I was a gangster and all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just forget a rep video. That first.
You know? So we was living that type of life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but then he's,
So you didn't always have knowledge of self like the rest of us. You did the nigga shit.
My dad and his crew, they started the first night Bingy Rastafari in New York City.
Okay.
So
that's the
original eye. So I know all of them. So he would hang out with all of those dudes, and they knew the Clarence 13 as they were people.
So when you talking about pineal gland, melanin, all that stuff is from your pops?
I used to sell books. I was selling books. Me, True Master, from the Wu-Tang Clan. Me, True Master, Afu, my man Asheru, not the rap dude, my other man Asheru, and my man Sid, the Jizza, the RZA, That was our little crew. We used to sell books in the village. Like if you go to New York City in Greenwich Village, it's book tables out there on 6th Avenue. We had the first book stand. We used to go John Street during the week in the financial district on Wall Street. And then on the weekends, that's the Jizzle was a bike messenger, so he would come. We would scoop the books. We would go. So we was reading mad books on all the comedic sciences, the Moorish, everything. That's what we used to do. And since it was like 5 or 6 of us, what we used to do was everybody read a book, and then we all build on the books that we was reading, like at the same time. So we would all talk about. You share what you know, I share what I know. Then once we talked about it,
build on
then we
each other.
switch books. And then every week, and then we would be out there, because it was NYU, so we would be out there talking to NYU college professors. And
so this is before the sun rises in the east.
Yeah, this is before that. I was still running with Guru at the time, but it was like sporadic. I wasn't really kicking it every day like that.
You wasn't in the booth all the time.
I was kicking it with the homies. It was like me, the Jizzle, like I said, Master Killer, True Master. That was my crew. So that's what that was, and now even when I look back at myself, I be like, man, I was crazy arrogant. You know what I'm saying? The arrogance, that's the arrogance of ignorance. When you think you know everything. When you think you know, because that's what happens. People start to take knowledge, and it starts to become like, that's what intellectuals do. That's the big words and all of that. It's to show how much better I am than you.
True
indeed. It ain't really true knowledge of self. Like, see, now I have true knowledge of self because I don't even care. Because I know what I am, truly who I am, and truly what I am. Before it was a show kind of in a way. But it was the stage.
Did you feel compelled that you had to share the information?
Of course, this is what I'm saying. It's a stage I had to go through.
So now, do you still feel compelled to?
Of course, I'm glad that I shared that information.
It's because when you get that knowledge too, it makes you on a high, so you get a little arrogant too.
Your ego.
Your ego gets.
You get gassed. You get gassed.
I haven't read books in like 5-6 years because I felt like I was getting. I
your
felt like
ego.
I felt like I was better than people. So I had to.
This is what I'm telling you, and I had to learn. And I just started learning this over the years. Because you go through shit in life. One time I was strict everything and boom, and military with my whole life. But I had to, that really ain't balanced. 1. 2 is that I was doing that more for not really for me. It was just to be better than other motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? To be better.
To say, yo, I'm military. I do this. I got, you know.
I'm this now.
I feel that one, and I feel like I could tend to be that way, but at the same time, I don't mind being human now and then. Tell you the truth,
listen,
I don't mind being human, especially when you have children around. They'll remind you.
That's what I'm on. I'm on when I get up in the morning. I stretch. I meditate on love and kindness. Even somebody who get on my nerves, instead of me being mad at them, I meditate on them having the most blessed life and blessed day that they can have.
All this negative thing is just it's a drainer, anyways.
Somebody get on my nerves, and I be feeling like when I meditate right on them, that they have a peaceful, blessed day.
Straight.
That they have prosperity in their lives and they feel healed, because this way they're not stressed and I'm not stressed.
Yeah. Everything is vibration, and it's waste of energy at the end of the day.
So it's like you're kind of like. You're trumping your feelings about how you felt about it. Like you're being a bigger man without having, you know?
And that shit is healing.
Yeah, it
to
is.
your soul.
Yeah,
that creates peace. And that's all we really want is peace. See, everything, this is what the difference is with me today as opposed to when I was 21 or 22, is I always want to fight. I was in fight mode. I want to fight against this.
Did the album drop?
Yeah, I was 22 when the album dropped. So I want to fight against injustice.
Because even
I want to fight against this. My goal now is I want to create harmony. So if I don't like something, I don't fight with it. I move it. If I can't move it, I go around it. If I can't go around it, I go away from it. I read a book, I read a lot of those war books and the Chinese philosophy. And one thing they say, that's the difference between an old general and a young soldier. A young soldier don't know the perils of war. He always want to fight.
Just want to bomb shit.